Kappa 1, 2, 3. Kappa 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. All good. Bow. Hey, fancy seeing you here. Welcome to yet another Monday evening and yet another Nymp's News Network. We talk about all sorts of things that happened since the last news network, things we care about and things we don't care about primarily. So strap in, strap on, grab yourselves a beverage. I hope you'll enjoy what we have this week. So let's start off with talking about cars, actually. The 2025 World Car of the Year has wrapped up. So this is like an award show for cars. They pick the winners for this show using some 96 automotive journalists from 30 countries. So hopefully it's not awfully biased. So let us take a look at who won the different prizes. We start off with World Performance Car 2025 was won by this thing, the Porsche 911 Carrera GTS World Performance Car 2025. The 2025 World Luxury Car. Anyone want to guess that one? It is actually, it's that car that MKBHD likes so much as well, I believe. Volvo, yes, the Volvo EX90. MKBHD called this a Rolls Royce, but much cheaper. Yeah, I want this car. 2025 World Car Design of the Year. So best sort of, I don't know if that's just aesthetically, but regardless, the World Car Design of the Year was won by this thing. The Volkswagen ID Buzz. The ID Buzz. So it's like a sort of a modern take on that old school bus. I think it's sort of cool looking, though I wouldn't want one myself, but still. Next up, we have the 2025 World Urban Car. I don't know exactly what that means. I guess a car that's good to drive if you live in urban areas. It's this thing. Chinese, BYD. Do you say BID or BYD? The BID Seagull. And then there was the 2025 World Electric Vehicle Award, went to this thing. That's the Hyundai Inster, it's called, or I don't know. Some of these cars have multiple names depending on region. But then finally, the World Car of the Year. The winner is the Kia EV3. This is the 2025 World Car of the Year. This is actually the second year in a row that Kia wins. They won last year with their EV9 model. But yeah, so this is the EV3 model. Congratulations, Kia. Let's move on then, chat, to something completely different. Meet Darren McConaughey. He is a 30-year-old man from Glasgow, and he was enduring years of hearing issues. He woke up one night with severe pain in his left ear, and that made him worry that he was actually going deaf. So he went to a doctor. The doctor thought it was maybe an ear infection. So this guy, Darren, was prescribed antibiotics, but they didn't work. The pain and the pressure in his ear kept getting worse. Until one day, when Darren was poking in his ear and he felt something come loose. At first, he believed it was a part of his inner ear that came loose. Was very scared, of course, but he managed to pull this thing out of his ear. And so what was it, chat? It was not a part of his ear, but it wasn't actually anything organic this time. No insects or whatever. Indeed, it was a small piece of Lego. And most likely, it's been stuck there for nearly 2 decades because the last time Darren played with Lego was in his early childhood. He removed this piece from his ear, and with that piece went all of the pain and all of the pressure that he had been feeling for 20 years or so. He is now collaborating with a British pharmaceutical company. They're doing a campaign about keeping your ears clean. So guys, make sure to go digging for gold, I guess. Not sure. All right, we got some memes reporting. Does anyone remember the deadly and contagious illness known as LIGMA? Now, what on earth is LIGMA? Well, LIGMA was never actually a real thing, of course. But that's something that just might change. So there's an HVAC reviewer who is known as Typo, And Typo has a very unique opportunity to make LIGMA a real thing because he has been diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder for 5 years. And the National Institute of Health has, I guess, I don't know if he's like the only person with this or something, but they have told him that he can name his own condition. I guess it's, like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or whatever. Very often you name shit after people. I guess this guy gets to name it himself. So he had the initial proposed to name it LIGMA. And then he thought it might lack effort. And they got a lot of community suggestions, such as BOFA or Shrek swamp disease and Benjamin Button cancer disease. But the fan favorite remains LIGMA, and Typo is seeing this as a rare opportunity for the internet to leave its mark on medical history, though the final approval for the name will only come after more tests and assessments have been made by a medical panel. So we'll find out if it's never ever going to be a real thing, but it just might end up being a real thing. Chat, let's finally talk about Oblivion for a bit. Oblivion, of course, one of the most iconic open world RPGs in history. And now we had to update our story midway here because initially we just had a story based on rumors about a remake, right? First, people found out that there will be a remake because of court documents that were leaked in 2020 when Microsoft was trying to acquire Activision Blizzard. And then there's been a lot of leaking and speculation about this. And then there was a leak last week when someone managed to find a bunch of screenshots, including this one, in the back end of Virtuous's website. And now then, we have officially gotten an announcement. Some people think, or some people thought that this might be one of those shadow drop kind of releases. So like they announce the game and then instantly the game is out. But here is what has been revealed today. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. EST. What is that in Sweden time? Any knowers? Twitch.tv/Bethesda or YouTube live stream. So tomorrow they will most definitely announce this remake, but they might even instantly drop the game, if you were to believe some guessers. Now we're going to talk about really kind of a strange story. Starts off with 90-year-old Joshua Lowe from Michigan. He heard that his girlfriend and her family were going on a cruise, and he wasn't very happy about it. When they also told him that he had to take care of their pets while they were out enjoying the Caribbean Sea, he got pretty upset. He got so upset that he decided to send an email to Carnival Corporation, that's the host of a cruise, and he claimed that there might be a bomb on this cruise ship where his girlfriend and her family were going. I guess he was hoping that like the cruise would end prematurely. If they got a tiny bit of a bomb threat, I'm not sure. But what ended up happening was, of course, an extensive search for the bomb started on the boat. The ship had over 1,000 rooms. So that's a pretty extensive search. And then, of course, when the threat was found out, it turned out to be a hoax. At least it didn't lead to any physical harm, but the authorities, of course, took things very seriously because, false bomb threats divert critical law enforcement resources and they spread unnecessary fear. Joshua then had to admit and apologize for his actions. He said that they stemmed from frustration, but he did take full responsibility for his behavior in a letter to the court. He was sentenced to 8 months in prison. So I'd say he ended up having to be a lot more inconvenienced than just having to take care of some pets. Now then, for all the glorps out there, scientists from the University of Cambridge have found what they claim to be the strongest evidence for exoplanetary life yet. That's right. They have detected gases in the atmosphere of an exoplanet called K2-18b, and that on Earth are predominantly produced by living organisms such as algae. Algae? They used the James Webb Space Telescope for this, and they managed to identify something called dimethyl sulfide and dimethyl disulfide. Write that down. And with a high degree of confidence, and that is suggesting that there might be microbial life on this distant world. So it's not absolute evidence that there's biological life, but there's a strong indication that there is a biological process going on this planet. But not everyone is convinced that that's enough evidence to really say that it's extraterrestrial life. Other scientists are saying that maybe this is a gas planet. It might have oceans of magma, and the gases could have landed on the planet by other means, such as a comet impact, for example. A chemist at the University of Bern, Nora Henny, said, "Biological life is one of the options, but it is one of many. We should strictly rule out all other options before claiming this is alien life." Ash. Breaking news, I think I got free run. Fucking no! My own mods have started watching free run? Now check out this fuck. American YouTuber Mikhailo Polyakov. That's his name. And this guy uploads videos of risky travels. And his latest trip looks like it's going to be going straight into jail because he tried to contact an isolated native tribe on North Sentinel Island. And with him, he brought a can of Diet Coke and a coconut as some sort of an offering. After briefly landing on the island and then failing to draw the attention from the tribe, he left the beach only to instantly be apprehended by authorities shortly afterwards. His actions violated the laws that are put in place to protect this tribe because they have lived without external contact for over 60,000 years. So they have laws in order to protect the tribe, but also because they want to protect outsiders from getting harmed, because this tribe is known to react very aggressively to outsiders, and they have done so in the past. You may have heard about them. This is the same tribe that killed a missionary back in 2018 who showed up and said, "Hey guys, let me teach you about Jesus." They smashed his head in. And they're also known for have been firing arrows at cameras and film crews that get too close. So the guy has now been denied bail and he's facing up to 5 years in prison. Let's do a couple of Nymn Quickies then, stories that are not super in-depth, but still warrant mentioning at the very least. Starting off with this beautiful thing. Look at it. Would you lick this book, chat? You might want to think twice about that. So Moyes Hall Museum in Bury St. Edmunds in England is putting this book up for display, but it's not any ordinary book. This thing is bound in the skin of a human. It's a report of a murderer called William Corder. He killed his own wife. Then he was hanged for his crime in 1828. And then they used his skin to bind the book. Ooh. As a matter of fact, he's right behind you right now. In other Quickie news, Frostpunk 3 is maybe confirmed. As part of their latest earnings report on Wednesday, the developer of Frostpunk confirmed that the next game set in Frostpunk is in development with plans to release in 2027. In addition, they revealed that that development on a larger scale title has also started, but that game is not planned for release until 2029. The filmmaker Chris Columbus revealed that Donald Trump's cameo in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, has become a regretful burden for him. Trump, who owned this Plaza Hotel at the time, in very, very typical Trump manner, said that they were only allowed to film on this location if he was given a brief appearance in the film. So that's how he ended up in Home Alone, if you didn't know. And audiences initially, of course, found this scene very amusing, but Columbus, the director himself, wishes that he had cut it. He calls it an albatross. Not sure what that means. Some sort of expression, I guess. Trump, by the way, later claimed that the director begged him to be in this movie, which is a statement that the director himself firmly denies. Guys, say hello and congratulations to the lady on the right, Andrea Parsen de Witt. I can't speak. From Urk, Netherlands. She recently celebrated the extraordinary milestone of welcoming her 100th grandchild. That's right. At 84 years young, Andrea, who had 7 children, now has a family that includes 45 grandchildren and 55 great-grandchildren. And apparently there's another one on the way. That's pretty nuts. Let's see what other things are going on in the world. Starting off then with researchers at Google DeepMind have developed a new AI that's being used now to try to understand how dolphins communicate with each other. They have aptly named this AI Dolphin Gemma. And then I guess the training data is a lot of dolphin recordings that lady that you saw before had recorded. We'll find out if this leads to dolphin speech.
If dolphins have language, then they probably also have culture.
You're going to understand what priorities they have. What do they talk about? The goal would be to someday speak dolphin.
What if you find out they're plotting?
Crack the code.
They're plotting to like destroy all humans. Some prankster managed to hack Silicon Valley crosswalks last week and made them play out synthetic voices that mimicked Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. In total, 12 crosswalk sound signals were hacked in total, though since then they have been restored. But they said some pretty amusing stuff from both of the Zuck and the Musk. We saw this in Daily Dose. Shh, you did not. This is the first time you're watching this. You will subscribe.
You know, they say money can't buy happiness, and yeah, okay. I guess that's true. God knows I've tried. But it can buy a Cybertruck, and that's pretty sick, right? Right? Fuck, I'm so loud.
You know, it's normal to feel uncomfortable or even violated as we forcefully insert AI into every facet of your conscious experience. And I just want to assure you, you don't need to worry, because there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop it. Anyway, see ya.
All right, check this out, chat. From the nonprofit Schmidt's Ocean Institute, they have for the first time managed to capture a live colossal squid on photo and video. This is a little baby squid spotted at 600 meters depth, close to Antarctica. It's only 30 centimeters long, this thing, but a fully grown colossal squid can grow up to be over 10 meters in length and weigh over 500 kilograms. This is not the same as a giant squid, which I believe is even bigger. Researchers at the Spanish Public University of Navarra have developed a hologram-like solution that allows the user to interact with holograms. It's called FlexiVol, and as you can see, it's using elastic bands that are sort of flippity-flopping very, very rapidly, and that sort of allows you to touch and interact with the hologram. A United Airlines aircraft flew for 75 minutes with a rabbit caught in its right engine. Happy Easter. After a loud bang and regular engine backfiring, the pilot made the call to conduct an emergency landing in Denver. They did manage to land safely and successfully, and no one was injured except for the rabbit that's being cooked right there. Get this, Jack Black made a surprise guest appearance ahead of a screening of the Minecraft movie. He hyped up the crowd, but he did also take a moment to ask the very eager Minecraft fans not to go too damn chicken jockey crazy, and he urged them not to throw popcorn all over the theater. Let's take a look.
Please, no throwing popcorn, and also absolutely no chicken jockeys! No! Oh, yeah! I am
All right, check out this bizarre goal that occurred in the Argentinian First Division. The goalkeeper, I don't know, I guess he thought he was playing FIFA. He decided to just sort of run it all the way out and then promptly lost the ball.
Qué jugada que había hecha Salazar y ahora se manda Arce, una de Arce. La tiene Arce, la perdió la mitad, no hay arquero, va lo dico y está.
Oopsie daisies. Rival churches on Greece's Chios island kicked off their annual Easter tradition on Saturday evening, April 19th, by pelting hundreds of fireworks at each other's buildings. The goal here is to hit the opponent's church bell. These rockets are handmade, and they're often made in months in advance of this popular Easter battle. This is a tradition that has evolved When it started, they used to use actual cannons. So now they switched to a slightly less harmful solution, these rockets. And then finally, meanwhile, in Alberta, Canada, this moose is trying to run away from a train. Looks like he took a page right out of the book of the Prometheus movie. Those are some of the things happening around the world this week. Let's head back to the studio. Discord is testing a new feature that requires users to submit a face scan to access age-restricted content. Yes, so it's a feature that blurs sensitive content for users that haven't verified their age. And if you want to verify your age, then you need to face scan or you need to upload an ID card. This is a one-time process, and it aims to comply with stricter age verification laws. For example, Australia has a ban on social media for users under age 16, and there's now similar things being considered in the UK. So this is not really a Discord initiative as much as it is a government initiative that Discord is now looking to uphold or follow. 4chan was hacked last week and it has been unavailable since. According to the reports, the site has been running on software that has not been updated for several years, and that made it vulnerable to hackers. There was some sort of an exploit where a hacker could upload a fake PDF document claiming to be PDF, but it was actually some cool hackerman code, and then that code then sort of gave all sorts of user admin rights to the hacker. There are reports that both the email and IP addresses of 4chan admins and moderators have been leaked, and they can now be downloaded from the web. Chat logs between admins and moderators have also reportedly been leaked. Astronomers have, for the first time, observed a planet orbiting at a 90-degree angle around two brown dwarfs. They used the European Southern Observatory's very large telescope in Chile's Atacama Desert. And this here is an exoplanet. It's called 2M1510 AB. It lies about 120 light years away from Earth. And there has, for a long time, there's been indications that this sort of a configuration is possible. But this is the first time they actually could confirm that indeed a 90-degree orbit angle. Those were the news. Those were the quickies and all the news. Now we'll allow some links from chat if there's something you think that I missed. Breaking news. China is hosting
Ultra setting off on a world-first humanoid robot half marathon in Beijing. The event was hosted in an area
they
of
look
the
like old
capital
people.
called E-Town.
Wait, who took their sex doll out for the...
There were some mishaps along the way.
Marvel releases a swimsuit special comic, which was discontinued back in the 90s. All costumes from the comics will be added to Marvel Rivals. No way. Dude, they are just leaning so heavily into the Coomer stuff now. Dude, look at Spider-Man though. Vivo wants its new smartphone to replace your camera. Awful. New color has been invented. Scientists claim to have discovered a new color no one has seen before. Oh, really? Well, they're saying that this shade was the closest to Aloe, which is more saturated. Thank you for your extra news.